As you all know, the NBA's MVP award is the most coveted individual award that a player can win in any given season. To win the MVP, you must be the best player in the league for that season, and your team has to be very good because of you. Due to its immense importance around the league, each year there are tons of vigorous debates over who deserves it the most, and I believe that Nikola Jokić deserves to win for the 2023 season. This is due to the way he makes his teammates better and elevates his team to be among the best in the league. This has been a wild season so far, and there have been tons of worthy candidates, such as Giannis Antetokounmpo, Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, and Luka Doncic, but in my opinion, Jokić tops them all. Averaging about 25 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists, Jokić fills up the stat sheet each night for the Nuggets while leading them to have the best record in the Western Conference. This means that he is averaging a triple-double, which has only ever been done by two other players in the past, putting him in historically great company. But he does more than may be seen on any normal stat sheet, as his advanced stats are by far the best in the league and close to the best of all time. One stat that shows how a player's entire impact on the game is called the LeBron stat, which uses a luck-adjusted player estimate using a box-prior regularized on-off set of data. Each of the previously mentioned MVP candidates are top 6 in this stat, but sitting all alone at the top with a staggering lead is Nikola Jokić himself. Now, I could go on and on telling you why he is the best, but in my opinion, it's better to show you why he is the best. In this first clip, Nikola Jokić shows his impressive shooting ability for a 7-footer as he hits the game-winning 3 against the Magic.
Jamal Murray to Jokić. Jokić backs up for the win! Yeah!
Breaking down this play, Jamal Murray, the primary ball handler, has the ball near half court. As the double team comes, he is forced to swing it to Jokić, who immediately has a defender draped all over him. With only 3 seconds left, Nikola Jokić has no other options than taking a tough step-back 3 to win the game for the Nuggets. Luckily for his team, he sinks the shot, showing his killer instincts late in the game. On top of his scoring ability, Jokić is widely known as the best passing big man in the league right now, maybe even of all time, and there's a very good reason for this. Jokić is averaging the most assists ever by a center this season, with 10, and these assists come down to his ability to read the defense and put pinpoint accuracy on his dimes. In this first clip, Jokić saunters his way down the court before spinning towards the outside and making a wraparound pass to Aaron Gordon for the easy slam. As Jokić nears the rim, 3 Lakers defenders are forced to gravitate towards him due to his elite scoring ability, which leaves a cutting Gordon wide open to hammer it home. In this next play, Jokić fires a rocket of a pass to Michael Porter Jr. for the strong finish inside. Jokić spots a cutting Porter while Jamal Murray still has the ball, meaning when it finally gets thrown his way, he knows he has to immediately throw it over the defenders' heads in the high-low action. Here, Jokić shows off his elite ball placement, getting the ball just high enough to barely graze over Jeremy Sohan's head, but just low enough that Porter can still corral it for the finish. On top of what skills he employs directly, there are many indirect impacts that he leaves on the game due to his gravity as a player. Denver's offense loves to get Jokić the ball at the high post because it gives him space to work and grants him vision of the entire court. From here, Jokić could hand it off to a cutter, back down the smaller defender to get his own shot, or draw the other defenders towards him to kick it to a wide-open player outside the three-point line. Here, Jokić spots the weak side defender one step too deep in the paint and whips the rock over to the corner for an easy 3 for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Due to the large amount of attention that defenses need to put on Jokić, 4 defenders have their eyes on him, which means no one sees how open Kentavious is in the bottom left corner other than the Serbian big man himself. Jokić is great, but don't just take my word for it. Listen to other current players that have to face him night in and night out. One of those guys is Paul George, who had this to say about figuring out how to guard Jokić.
But he just knows his game. I think he's a player that just knows who he is on that court. And you put a small guy on him, he punishes him. You know, somebody his size, he uses his smarts and wits. It's a tough matchup, and it's one that we failed to figure out so far.
Players that are in the league have the highest credibility when talking about basketball because they truly know the game and can feel the impacts that certain players have on it. This is why George saying those things about Jokić shows the real impact that he has on the game that may not be seen by those simply watching in the stands. This year, when you are all casting your MVP votes, I urge you to vote for the player that does the little things that don't go on the stat sheet. The player who makes his team better. The unselfish player who wins games. Vote for Nikola Jokić. Thank you all for watching.